Hey guys, so as some of you may have already known, I went to Anime Boston this past weekend for my third year in a row going to this convention. So I did get some footage while I was there for a vlog, but it's going to take some time for me to edit together, and hopefully I'll have it together for you guys next week. But today I decided I would show what I got at Anime Boston this year, as well as a few con stories from the time I had in Boston this past year. Yeah, weekend. Wow. We're off to a great start. So obviously I got there Thursday and got my registration done and everything, and the registration usually comes with these lovely little books. Inside this book there were a couple of little freebies that I found that I got so excited for. The first is a postcard from Daisuki.net for Kill la Kill, and that will more than likely go on my wall. And the second thing that came with the booklets is a little poster for Psycho Pass. Now, I was really excited to get this because, well, this and some other freebies, because I love having little freebies and posters I can just put on my wall. And it was nice to get a couple right off the bat. First day of Anime Boston, Friday, I did a few panels. The first one I went to was an Umineko Higurashi panel, and that was a lot of fun. It talked about the inner themes and dualities of both shows. The next panel I went to was the Meet Josh Greeley panel. He was one of the guests for this year. And it was so much fun because he's as big of a nerd and an otaku as you can imagine him to be. And he's so adorable, and it was great. But towards the end of the panel, he mentioned if you see him around the con, and if you want him to sign things or just take pictures, and he's okay with that. I kind of became an opportunist then, and I raised my hand. I'm like, can you do that right now? And he's like, sure, we can go out and everything, do that. So it was great for me because there was an autograph session later that day, and it just meant that I could just skip it and do other things. But what I ended up doing was I had brought the box for my Lupin the Third Womiko Fuchikomine set, and I had him sign that, and he just kind of signed the top of it right there. He was excited to see. I think this was the, unless there was more at the autograph session, this might have been the only one he saw at AB, and it was really, really nice. So after that, after the Josh Greeley panel was the Patrick Seitz panel in the same room, so I didn't have to go anywhere. But this is where I got a little mad at myself because I didn't think of bringing what I wanted him to sign with me so I can get that out of the way, because the Patrick Seitz autograph signing, which is the next day, was going to collide with the dub premiere of Attack on Titan and just shenanigans. I went to the Patrick Seitz panel. I ran into Almon, aka Jared, or Jared aka Almon, whichever you prefer, and we hung out at the Patrick Seitz panel. It was a lot of fun. The most memorable part of that panel was actually early on to me, and he was like, I need to be hydrated 1 second, so he starts drinking the bottle of water. Suddenly, and I hate that I cut my camera off for this part. Suddenly everyone just started yelling chug, 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 and he just went for it. Just chugged the whole thing, and everybody just cheered, and then he was like, be prepared for some burps going on at the panel, and it happened. But it was a lot of fun. After that, I had nothing really to do. Jared had nothing really to do. So I was like, I haven't gone to the dealer's room yet, so I'm gonna go there. He's like, okay, I'll go with you. So we went to the dealer's room, and we spent like maybe an hour, hour and a half there. We spent a good while there. And I basically got all of my shopping done that day. The first thing I got was from the dealer Stuffed Sushi. They were there 2 years ago, and I had gotten from them last time a keychain and a stuffed sushi roll. It was really, really adorable. They weren't there last year. They couldn't come last year, and I was very sad. So I was extremely excited when I saw them there. And what I got from there is little panda onigiri. He's just so cute and adorable and squishy, and I love him to pieces. So I picked that up because I thought it would be fun and adorable to get. The next thing I did, Jared and I did, we went to one of the manga dealers that were set up there, and I didn't know this, but apparently they're also the local comic shop that Jared frequents, so that was pretty cool. And because I had promised myself no buying anime this time around because I don't have a lot of money. So I was like, I'll just stick to more manga. I'll buy some more manga because I've slowly been getting more manga because it's slightly cheaper depending on what you get. So beforehand, I had made a kind of a small list of manga that I wanted to look into or wanted to get more of. And the first thing that I got from that dealer was Volume 8 of Flowers of Evil, because I love this series to pieces. So far, this is one of my favorite manga series, even though I haven't read a lot of manga or really completed any manga. This might be the first one in a long time that I have completed. Then the other one I got, I didn't know what I wanted to get for a second one, because I wanted to get one more. And I had a list for like Paradise Kiss, maybe another One Piece. I was kind of interested in Kami-sama Kiss. Maybe there's House of Five Leaves hiding around here somewhere. There was a few options for me, but I didn't want to go overboard in spending money. But then there was the idea of maybe I should just start a new series. So I told this to Jared, and he was like, is there anything in particular you might want to read or anything? And I was just like, not really, no. So he decides to pull out, that was basically right there in front of us, the series Pluto by Naoki Urasawa. He's the author of Monster, Master Keaton, 20th Century Boys, Billy Bat I think is his latest work. And he told me, he gave me a basic premise of what it was about and everything, and as a person who loves Monster, and he loves Monster too, it was only natural for him to recommend this to me. So I decided, okay, why not? Give it a try. Start a new manga by Naoki Urasawa, why not? The next vendor I went to, we kept wandering around the con for a while, looking around, and something I wanted to do that I've kind of done for the past couple of years was get a little character plushie. We looked around, we saw a few different vendors and they have various plushies. I mean, there was Sebastian plushies, there were Chopper plushies, there were quite a few different variety of plushies. And then I saw one that was an anime I fairly recently saw, like back in October, November-ish, maybe before that, and that would be Spice and Wolf, and I saw a lovely Holo plushie sitting there. We went around to a few other vendors just to compare prices because I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg for one. Eventually we found one that I felt was as inexpensive as possible, and I got Holo, so Holo's gonna just join Patty and Luffy hiding in the corner with my manga right now. After that, one of the dealers we were trying to find, because we saw Funimation's booth, we saw Crunchyroll's, we couldn't find Sentai Filmworks. It took us a while, and we were like, was Sentai not here? Are we not gonna see them? Eventually we did find them, and we went over and we looked at all of their things. But they also had anime sets that they were selling, like basically clearance sets. And the one that I found was Gilgamesh. Now Gilgamesh I don't know much about. I can't remember who suggested it to me. I thought it was Mex, but apparently not, because I talked to him about that afterwards, and he's like, I don't remember talking to you about that. So, but it was only $10, and it was the last one that they had, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. So I bought it, and then when I checked out, and Jared and I, we were kind of on our own. We didn't get too far, because I was like, because I gave a pretty big, nice sized bag, and I'm like, a decent sized bag for this thing? Okay, there's probably something else in there, and I could tell that there was something else in there. So I opened the bag, and there were actually a couple freebies in there as well. The first was, and I don't even know why this is a freebie, it's a film called The Fukons, Meet the Fukons. I guess it's a TV series of sorts, and it's looks really weird. I don't know why it was in there. Like, it looks like mannequins and things like that, and I read the back, and actually it says, okay, it says Dad is a bit stiff and wood, Mom is plastic and empty-headed Mikey, well, Mikey's just a little dummy. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. But this ended up in my bag somehow as a freebie. Don't know why. The other freebie that was in there was probably the most exciting one, and one of the other most random freebies that I ever seen in my life, and that is this lovely Excel Saga lunchbox. It was a big surprise to see this in my bag, and it's just a lot of fun to see and look at. And with that one, once Jared saw it, he was like, I'm gonna go back and buy something. So he went back, he bought a DVD set. I can't remember the name of it, but he was all excited. So after we went to Sentai's booth, I figured, okay, I get the feeling that freebies are gonna come with purchases, because I was originally looking around hoping to find free postcards or little promotional posters like I normally have been able to find the past couple of years, but there was nothing. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a look at Funimation's booth again. And I got really tempted and I couldn't pass it up. And I bought collection 4 of One Piece. I started getting the collections a few months ago when they were on sale during Thanksgiving, winter, that time of year. And I bought the first 3, and I got this one while I was at the con. So I was like, yay, I can add Chopper to my lovely collection. Funimation did put freebies in my bag, which I was so excited about. So the first freebie that they put in my bag was a poster for Kami-sama Kiss. It's a series that I saw about over a month ago now. It's really cute and adorable, and it's basically to promote their Goddess Edition, one of their first premium edition box sets. And there was quite a few DVD Blu-ray sleeves that were in my lovely bag. So what they gave me for sleeves, let's see, they gave me one for Fairy Tail, collection 8. Eleka 7 was one. For the film, Good Night, Sleep Tight, Young Lovers. So there's that. They also gave me, because those are the DVD sleeves, then they gave me Blu-ray sleeves of Is This a Zombie? Jormungand, actually, Jormungand was in there. And then Robotics Notes was one. And then, of course, Psycho-Pass was another one that they gave. And along with Psycho-Pass, they gave one of these cutout Dominators. And I guess, according to the panel that they had the next day, there was some sort of contest or something, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I didn't do it, obviously. But it was pretty random. It might end up on my wall, maybe. And then the last thing they had for freebies in there was for Wolf Children, actually, because Wolf Children, they were still selling Wolf Children there, and it's one of these little door hangers, and on one side it's just like, come in, the Wolf Children are playing, and the other side is just, do not disturb Wolf Children at rest, and it's so cute and adorable. And if my door handle was big enough, I would put it on my door, but it's not. Before we left the dealer's room, there was one other, we decided we're going to look around again. We found one dealer who had manga for $5 a piece, and I got so excited. So we looked through a little bit, and I actually managed to get a couple that were on my list. I have Paradise Kiss Volume 2 for $5, and it was pretty awesome. They had Volume 3 as well, but Jared took that one because I just was like, I'm not going to pay $15 for 3 volumes, and I was just like, this is pretty cool. I was okay with this because I hadn't even started Paradise Kiss yet. And the other one I got was the omnibus of One Piece, volume 7 through 9. The rest of them are currently at my parents' house, but I saw this, I'm like, because this is a $15 volume here, 3 volumes, $15, and I got it for $5. So it was pretty nice to get this one. This was a nice find. After that, we left the dealer's room. We called it a day. I just had to leave before I bought anything else. So from there, Jared and I said our goodbyes for the time being. He was going to meet someone for dinner, and I just wanted to get everything together because my hands were full by that point. And so I went to Artist Alley, and I looked around because I wanted to add a nice artist poster to my wall eventually. But I settled for this lovely One Piece poster of the old original character designs, basically. And because I'm actually not extremely far in the show, I'm in the middle of Skypiea right now. So this is before Frankie, before Brooke, before the time skip. So I'm used to, and I love the old character designs. So it was very nice to see this poster. And I was just like, okay, I have a few hours until the last thing I wanted to do for that day, and that was see Psycho-Pass. And I was like, okay, what do I want to do? So I looked at the schedule, and I saw that there was something called Dramatic Reading with Tom Wayland and Friends. I was like, okay, this kind of looks cool. So it was Tom Wayland, Kyle Hebert, Mike McFarland, and Trina Nishimura who were going to be doing this panel. And I was like, okay, this kind of sounds like fun. I got in and we did a couple different readings. The first one was an excerpt from Shakespeare's Star Wars. Yes, that is a thing. And that was a lot of fun. And then the second thing they read was a 1940s Batman comic. They had the panels written up and everything as a script. And that was the funniest thing in the world. Because Kyle Hebert played the narrator, Tom Wayland played the Joker, Trina Nishimura played Robin, and then there was Mike McFarland as Batman. And I put this on Twitter not long after, and I was like, because Mike McFarland, I feel, is best Batman. His Batman was rather sassy and sarcastic, and it was just so amazing that, because I started recording that reading from the beginning, and I could not find a place to stop. It was just the most glorious thing in the world that the video ended up being like 17 minutes long. So I have that full video. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it was definitely a lot of fun. And then after that, I ran over to see Psycho-Pass. Now Psycho-Pass is another fun little issue. I say issue because when they started showing it, it was disc 3, so we were smack dab in the middle of the series when we started, and I had to be the one to go to the staff person and say, hey, so this is the wrong disc. This is disc 3. Because I had already seen the first episode before this, and I was like, this is not the first episode. So they tried to get it cleared up, and probably like 5-10 minutes later, another staff person comes back and they said, so this disc is apparently the one that Funimation wanted to show. And I was just like, what? Seriously? So probably me and a good amount of the crowd left because we're like, we don't want spoilers. We don't want to be spoiled for the series. Then Saturday comes around, and the first panel I go to is meet Wendy Lee. I didn't have anything for her to sign, so I did that. But I figured I'll at least go see her, and she was really nice, really sweet. And then the next panel was the Funimation Industry panel, which is where I finally met Miss Katie, or Pika Hikari KT. She was really sweet, really adorable. It was great to meet her. We just sat with each other and talked. It was fantastic. The funny story was, I had gone to use the restroom. I came back and I was like, I'm just gonna ask someone in the line if this was the line for the panel. The person I ended up asking was Katie, and it was just the cutest thing because I saw her name tag and I wait, you, and she's like, what? And I showed her my name tag and she just freaked out and gave me a hug. It was the most adorable thing. But after that, we left. She was gonna do the dub premiere for Attack on Titan, so she figured she's gonna go get in line for that. For me, I went over to the Patrick Seitz autograph signing, and then I find out that the autograph signing was moved to a later time. So I was like, oh crap, okay. So I ran over to the dub premiere instead, and there was actually a different panel going on in the middle before that, but they were seating people, like doing pre-seating before the dub premiere panel. So I was just like, oh my god, I can sneak in. So we just go in, I flagged Jared down, we joined each other, we just sat with each other, we watched the first episode of the dub. But after that we had to leave because of the autograph signing. We wanted to get in line for that. So we missed the other 2 episodes that they showed that day, and the Q&A with 4 of the actors. I now have caved into it, and I'm going to pre-order it as soon as I have the money to. Along with Red Data Girl. So we went to the autograph signing, we stood in line, we just sat there for a while. When we finally got in, and we got to meet Patrick Seitz, and we showed him what we had. He had a huge smile on his face, and he thought it was amazing that we had those. On mine, he just kind of just signed the cover of it. Oh, whoops, he signed the cover of it, because I didn't, here's the thing, I did not know that Patrick Seitz was the director of Monster until his panel that Friday. So I was just like, what? just sitting there like, what? So I got really excited about that. And on the back of Jared's box, he actually wrote on the back of it, if you've seen the show, look at me, the monster inside of me keeps growing, or I can't remember the exact words, but he wrote that on the box and then signed it, and I was like, yes! It was great. After that, we both ran to get in line for Bad Anime Bad, which is a panel where essentially this guy picks some really crappy anime and he shows it to people. And it can't just be like your typical, like, for instance, I don't like Sword Art Online. It can't be that because people like it. It has to be something that pretty much no one likes. That should never have been created. It should never have happened. So we watched it, and it was the 3rd episode of Garzy's Wing. Past couple of years he's been showing Garzy's Wing, and I'm glad that we finished it. But holy cow, I hate that show. But yeah, that's basically how my weekend essentially went at Anime Boston. I do have clips here and there of some of the panels I went to, and I am going to mash them together for a video for you guys next week. And I don't know what I still don't know what I'm gonna do at 17-minute video of the Batman comic reading. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, I really hope I can go to Anime Boston next year. Granted, I would love to aim for another convention either this year or next year. Overall, Anime Boston is so much fun. It's always been fun for me to go, and I look forward to going next year. So I think, pretty sure that's everything. Hopefully you will see that montage of things that I've done while I was at AB. So I guess that's about everything. Until next time, otaku on, my friends.